Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, flooding fears. Days of heavy rain leads to leaks and road closures around Edmonton. Solution shortcut, how a neighborhood convinced the city to reverse an unpopular decision in a matter of days. And a sweet lesson why a local school is now home to thousands of honeybees.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
A neighborhood in South Edmonton is proving you can fight City Hall. It took just 3 days for the city to remove a four-way stop after hundreds of complaints were made. CTV's Jeremy Thompson explores whether people in Maple Crest found a shortcut to getting complaints addressed quickly.
It's once again a free flow of traffic on Maple Road in southeast Edmonton. Drivers only have to stop to make a left turn or when someone's crossing the street. It wouldn't normally be notable, but it's a big change from the traffic backups drivers experienced over the weekend because of a new four-way stop.
Every car is having to stop just on that stop sign. This has given anxiety to a lot of people thinking about going on Monday to school or to work or wherever.
The city says the four-way was put in because drivers had asked for a safer way to turn onto Maple Road.
This was the worst possible decision.
The city's director of safe mobility says her team used engineering guidelines and the results of a site assessment of traffic operations at the intersection prior to implementing the new measures. Some delay was anticipated, but the assessment did not predict drive times for some would quadruple.
Emails, 311 requests, social media posts.
Hundreds of people complained to the city and Councillor Joanne Wright. And less than 3 days after being installed, a city crew took them down.
Like, is sending 100 emails a shortcut to getting your complaint addressed?
No, I don't think it was.
Wright believes the severity of the impact and simplicity of the solution are what led to such a quick response. The city confirms there is no complaint threshold that would trigger immediate action.
When I did contact them on Monday morning, they were on it right away, realizing the impact to the community.
The councillor is still in talks with city staff about paving the other access road into the neighborhood to lighten the traffic burden on Maple Road. In the meantime, when it comes to getting your concerns addressed quickly,
please have patience. Use our 311 system. That's what it's there for. Yeah, don't expect miracles every time.
Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
And it's been a soggy start to June. Rivers, streams, and storm ponds are rising. Some puddles may feel more like little lakes, and rain gauges are filling up around Edmonton. We've had days of steady rain now, and it's still falling out there. There's a high stream flow advisory for the North Saskatchewan from near the foothills all the way east to the Saskatchewan border. Its many tributaries are also swollen and swift, and away from the water, well, there's lots of water on roads, in parks, and in some unlucky people's homes.
And we've got 25 already this morning of, hey, I got wet basements, I got this, I need a sump pump. Some pump's not working. I'm not sure if some pump's working. Water's spewing everywhere. What can you do? That's what happens now. The panic calls come in.
In Calgary, the fire department is also warning people to be careful on and near the Bow and Elbow rivers. While the rainfall is nowhere near the devastating levels seen in 2013, water levels are rising and the river speed is well beyond safe levels. Here in Edmonton, EPCOR says the storm drain system is working well and there are no capacity issues at this time. Well, Josh, it started raining Sunday, and it feels like it hasn't really stopped since then.
No, that's because it hasn't. We've had more rain in the last 2.5 days than you would normally get in 2 spring months. The average rainfall for all of April and May is about 70 to 75 millimeters. Wow, we got 23 in the city on Sunday, 41 yesterday, 14 today, kind of tapered off there midday today. That brings us to 78. At the airport, 81 millimeters worth of rain. So it has been a slow and steady soaker. Even more rain in parts of east central Alberta and for areas south of Calgary. We'll show you some of the rainfall totals that are in triple digits in a few spots a little later in the newscast. You can see the rain's done. It's now moved off to the east or to the west of the Edmonton area. Still have some rain, though, up around Fort McMurray, and still some rain down in the Calgary area. There's that big, deep, low pressure system. It is just hung in place for the last 3 days. It is going to start to move off to the east, though, tomorrow. We'll get a more westerly to southwesterly flow. That should bring back a bit of sunshine in the afternoon, and it'll bring temperatures back a little closer to average. Today, 8 degrees for the low. I think we'll get to 11. We haven't made it to 11 just yet. 10 degrees so far, the daytime high. 21 is average. We're at 10 right now. Wind a little calmer than yesterday. Right now it's at about 15 kilometers per hour. We're not seeing any gusts on top of that. We'll either hold steady at 10, maybe tick up to 11 degrees here in the next hour or two, and then about 8 or 9 through the overnight period. Cloudy skies overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning, and then some sunny breaks tomorrow afternoon. And I may be a little pessimistic with 17 to maybe 19 for a daytime high tomorrow. I don't think we'll see any rain tomorrow, but there is a chance of some late day showers and thunderstorms back in the forecast for the end of the week. Maybe some more rain on the weekend as well. All those details will come out.
All right, Josh, thank you. The city of St. Albert is asking people to stay away from the Sturgeon River after a wastewater pipeline break. This happened yesterday near the corner of Sir Winston Churchill Avenue and Kingswood Drive. The water forced the city to close part of the Red Willow Trail system. Some of that water made its way into the river. The city says river flows were unusually high thanks to all that rainfall. Alberta Health Services is now testing the water quality. If anyone has any health concerns, they're asked to call Alberta HealthLink. Police are looking for 2 people after a convenience store worker was stabbed in the middle of the day. Police released photos of 2 people they're hoping to identify. Police say in mid-May, a man and a woman entered a store at 157th Street and Stony Plain Road. Police say they were shoplifting and the clerk confronted them. During a struggle, the clerk was stabbed. He was taken to hospital with serious, non-life-threatening injuries. Anyone with information is asked to contact police. Edmonton police are looking for the person they believe set a fire in North Macaulay last month. Police believe the man was responsible for a fire started at a business near 91st Street and 111th Avenue. He was wearing a black Adidas sweater, blue jeans, and black and white Adidas shoes. He was riding an orange mountain bike with a small blue wagon. Anyone with information or surveillance footage is asked to contact police. Retired Judge Brian O'Farrell will head a new panel to redraw Alberta's electoral boundaries. The provincial government rejected an impartial panel's first set of recommendations. It's leaving it up to a UCP-led committee to redraw the riding map. The opposition questions how O'Farrell can be impartial given he's donated money to the UCP. The UCP says the retired justice is free to personally participate in the political process and still be trusted to be impartial professionally. Leaders from teachers' organizations across the country are condemning the use of the notwithstanding clause to end labor disputes in Alberta. Last year, the Alberta government used the clause to force teachers back to work during a strike. Following a meeting in Banff, teaching organizations released a joint statement condemning its use and similar action in other provinces. The president of the Canadian Federation of Teachers says the clause was meant to be used in extreme circumstances, not to bypass bargaining.
If any government is allowed to bulldoze worker rights and tip the bargaining tables in their favor in this way, it will happen again. And it could be any worker in Canada who suffers the consequences of that misuse in the future.
The statement calls on all levels of government to pledge not to use the notwithstanding clause in the context of labor relations with teachers. Alberta's education minister says the government stands by its decision to use the clause and will not hesitate to use every available legal tool in defense of students. Edmonton is getting a new facility for the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner to help complete death investigations faster. The current medical examiner building was built in 1983. The province says the new facility will have specialized space for exams, autopsies, and improved lab and storage capacity. The province says it will increase the ability to respond to complex cases and mass casualty events. New toxicology equipment will be able to detect and measure alcohol, drugs, and opioids in deceased people. It will cost $125 million and is expected to take 4 years to complete. A milestone has been reached as the River Cree Resort and Casino grows. Construction crews have topped off the new hotel tower, completing the 20th and final floor of the building. Construction crews will now begin working on the new floor's interior. Crews say a golf center, surgical center, and spa are also coming to the resort in 2028.
We lead the way in economic development in Canada for First Nations. We don't stop. We're going to keep building and not stop building until we have everything in place here. It's going to be basically a 10-minute city that has all the amenities of any resort, and we're second to none.
The hotel's new addition is expected to open during the summer of next year. Van Halen fans will be able to dance the night away when David Lee Roth performs at the River Cree this summer. The former frontman of Van Halen is bringing his solo show to the River Cree on July 10th. The show is adults only. Tickets go on sale Friday. Coming up next on CTV News, a hive of activity, what local students are learning from thousands of honeybees.
I think it's really cool that they've already started to make some of the honeycomb.
After all this rain, you may feel ready for a spring refresh. Wednesday on Your Morning, we'll talk about what's going on in our brains and bodies at this time of the season and how to take advantage.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
Questions are being raised about the Canada's Food Bank annual poverty report card. While no province did exceptionally well, Alberta's D- score landed the province near the bottom. The report lists a number of ways Alberta is failing to meet the needs of people in poverty. It also lists ways the province can help, including caps on rent, low-income apprenticeships, and developing a poverty reduction strategy. A University of Alberta economics professor believes the report could improve its grading system. He says it needs additional perspective on subjective categories.
It's very difficult to see where learning takes place when the grading is so harsh, so to speak. That's one way that a bad labor market for a particular cohort that's coming out of school could translate into worse poverty measures.
Food Bank Canada says, quote, food insecurity in Canada has risen to crisis levels, and we welcome a diversity of perspectives, and housing costs and struggles with affordability are impacting food security in every province. Thousands of bees moved into an Edmonton high school this week. The new addition will give students in the natural science program an up-close look at how hives work. CTV's Amanda Anderson has more.
And then we just slid the frames in.
The contents of that box have captivated students. Inside are thousands of honeybees.
I think it's really cool that they've already started to make some of the honeycomb. You know, they just got here, but they've been working hard all night to build things, and it's only going to pick up once it gets more sunny because then they're able to go outside.
Thanks to a grant through the Bee Cause project, W.P. Wagner High School was able to add a glass-encased hive to its natural science program.
We have a greenhouse, but I've definitely tried to expand the program to be more than plants, and bees are just a perfect way to tie in the natural world with plants and everything we've been doing.
There's a pipe connected to the hive that allows the bees to go outside and collect pollen.
Bring it back, make honey out of that, feed their young, feed themselves in the winter, and that's their hive. And so every bee has a job. There's worker bees, drone bees, and the queen bee.
A process students get to watch unfold firsthand.
I feel like it's just really not awe-inspiring but humbling to remind ourselves of these tiny but mighty creatures' presence in our world, and also how much they do for us.
The more I can connect students and get them away from their phones, get them away from digital, and this is real world, boom, here it is right in front of your face, I think that is very powerful.
There was some apprehension when students learned the beehive was coming.
A little bit. I was scared that they were going to kind of be out in the community, in the school area, or around the school, stinging people and causing a mess, but no, they're really well set up.
And reassurance from their teacher that other schools have not reported any bee stings in the years they've had similar observation hives.
These potentially will be here for years as long as they survive the winter. This will be a long-term investment in our school.
He just hopes the same way bees are attracted to flowers, these pollinators will help attract more students to learn about them. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
Young musicians will take the stage tonight at the Windspear. The annual Road to Joy concert is a fundraiser supporting the Youth Orchestra of Northern Alberta, better known as Yona. This year's show will feature performances from Yona's newest musicians from Ivor Dent School. For many students, tonight will be their first time performing on the Winspear stage. It's a milestone organizers hope will inspire the young musicians.
It's a moment that it can be transformative in the lives of many of our young people and our staff and our families. It's a moment of coming together to build something beautiful.
I know that a lot of people's going to be watching us, and I'm very certain that my parents will be part of it. So what I'm most excited for is having the chance to be able to do my best.
Organizers say the concert showcases the full range of student musicians in the program, from beginners to advanced performers. It also helps raise money to support future programming. Still to come tonight on CTV News, soccer celebrations, fans around Edmonton getting ready to cheer on their countries at the World Cup.
Cheers! Let's go Portugal!
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Osorio drives it in! Jonathan Osorio with the goal to give Canada the lead in Edmonton.
Edmonton soccer fans get a taste of World Cup action last night at Commonwealth Stadium. Canada picked up a soggy 2-0 win over Uzbekistan in a friendly match. Today on Alberta Avenue, fans of all backgrounds are rooting for their home countries to make it far on the World Cup stage.
I'm cheering for the Democratic Republic of Congo. That's my country of origin. And of course, the country that hosts me now, Canada.
I would be cheering for, obviously, Portuguese that I am. First is Portugal, the next, Brazil.
Cheers! Let's go Portugal!
The FIFA World Cup kicks off next Thursday with games being played in Canada, the United States, and Mexico. Canada's first game is next Friday against Bosnia. Josh, during a previous friendly, we saw players jumping into the snow. We didn't see anyone rolling around in any puddles last night.
No.
Pretty rainy out there.
I mean, it was chilly, though. Lots of rain. Wind was fairly gusty, and temperatures were around 9 degrees. They really haven't moved all that much in the last 24 hours. We're at 10 in Edmonton right now. There is a rain-spattered lens of the River Valley Sky Cam. It's brought to you by Action Furnace. Fixed right or it's free. Cloudy skies for the rest of this evening. Here's some of the rainfall totals from around the region. 73 Sherwood Park, 71 Stony Plain. But look at Devon and Leduc, close to 90 millimeters of rain. And there were some stations, backyard stations, but stations nonetheless, reporting close to 100 in Edmonton. Look at Lavoie, just east of Egreville, 113. That's just over 11 centimeters of rain in 2.5 days. Stavely, southeast of Calgary, almost 14 centimeters of rain, 139 millimeters, 10 degrees in Fort McMurray. It's 19 in Grand Prairie and 8 in Red Deer right now. A little cooler off to the south. You've got some rain just off to the south of Calgary. Radar's kind of dropped out, so you're not going to see that. But look at this twist. That is the big, deep, low pressure system, surface low, upper level low stacked on top of that. So that's why everything has been moving backwards from east to west as far as precipitation is concerned in the Edmonton area. Still fairly cloudy for the rest of this evening. See, the rain was falling around Red Deer and south towards Calgary. It's still falling. The radar's dropped out. You also have some showers moving into parts of east central Alberta. That'll move a little further west, but I don't think it'll get to Edmonton. And then around Fort McMurray, well, that's not really moving. It's just you're going to have to wait for it to fizzle out through this evening. There's that precipitation this evening in east central Alberta. Cloudy skies overnight, cloudy skies tomorrow morning, and then some sunny breaks tomorrow afternoon. So for the first time in a couple of days, the sun finally breaks through the clouds. Showers, maybe some thunderstorms here in through western parts of the province late tomorrow. I don't think we'll see any of that tomorrow, but with some increase in cloud cover on Thursday, pretty good chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms in the Edmonton area. Better bet further to the south and up in northwestern Alberta. 8 degrees in Red Deer tomorrow morning, 9 for Fort McMurray as well as Grand Prairie. We'll drop to about 8 degrees here in the city. Low 20s in Grand Prairie. Should get to about 17 or 18 in Fort McMurray, Lac La Biche, and Cold Lake. Nice to get a little break from the rain. 18 and cloudy in Lloydminster, and somewhere in the mid to high teens as well in the Red Deer region. Jasper up to 21. So there's your clouds for the rest of this evening. Wind drops off and stays light all day tomorrow. By lunchtime, we get back into the low teens and 17 to 19-ish for a daytime high tomorrow afternoon. That'll depend on how quickly the sun breaks through the clouds and just how much sun we actually get. 20 and 22 for Thursday, Friday. Both those days, chance of a scattered shower or thunderstorm late in the day. Saturday, Sunday, there's a pretty high degree of uncertainty with which of those 2 days has a better chance of some rain. Some of the models indicating Saturday maybe a little steadier. Sunday could be a little steadier according to the Canadian models. I'm going to go mid to high teens and a chance of some showers for both days. We'll narrow that down a little bit better later in the week.
All right, Josh, thank you. The Edmonton Oil Kings' new general manager says he's excited to get started. Former Oil Kings general manager Kurt Hill presented his successor, Michael Chan, with a new jersey today. Chan was the team's director of scouting for the past 5 seasons. He says he wants to continue building strong relationships with the players the team develops.
We're in a unique profession where young players move away from home at an early age. Their families trust us with a lot to maximize their potential as people, and that's not a responsibility we take lightly.
The former GM, Kurt Hill, is joining the Edmonton Oilers as the assistant general manager of player procurement. Jamie Jackson replaces Chan as the Oil Kings director of scouting.
Programming brought to you by Alberta iGaming Corporation. For integrity, for fun, for Alberta.
Coming up on CTV News at 6, U.S. President Donald Trump is taking the news. Canada is in a technical recession as an opportunity to revive his threats of making it the 51st state. Also ahead, the group pushing for Alberta separation says the Premier's cost claims for independence are false. And we'll talk to one Edmonton Foundation repair company where the rain has made for a busy couple of days. They'll include some tips for people who might find their basement taking on water. Those stories and more on CTV News at 6 with Jeff Hastings. The City of Edmonton is helping people solve the mystery of where their garbage goes. The city is offering tours of its waste management center. You can see the integrated processing and transfer facility, nicknamed Garbage Land. It's where some household garbage is sorted. Some of that trash is turned into fuel, which is then converted into energy. The longtime tour guide says it's a good way to learn why it's important to sort your trash.
Keeping materials out of the landfill is really important. Why? If we put natural materials in like food scraps and we have items like grass or trees or tree branches, they will decompose within the confines of the landfill as methane gas, and then that can be vented into the atmosphere. And so that's not really good for the environment.
The tours are free and they take about 2 hours. You just have to sign up online. And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.